friends, how are you doing today? How was your weekend and you stay at home? Hope you're good and you're doing very fine. Okay, it's another time with you. So glad to have you back again. We'll be looking at the topic this morning on risks, risk factors in food distribution and preparation. Risk factors in food distribution and preparation under the subject social studies. All right. The other time we talked about the meaning of risk factors in food, the meaning of risk factors in food, right? So we said that risk factor is just a flashback to refreshing our minds so that we get every bit of what I'm trying to explain to you. We said that risk factors in food are those things that cause illness or diseases after eating bad food. Okay, those things that might cause dysentery, those things that might make us have running stomach, those things that might cause us maybe throwing up, okay, stooling and the rest, those things that causes diseases and illnesses after eating bad food. All right, and then we said that I gave us several examples of risk factors in food. One, I said adulteration. Okay, that is when you make food bad by adding what you should not add to it. Maybe, for example, someone taking milk and Coca-Cola together. How does it sound? How does it look like? And when you take such, how do you feel inside you? Okay, your stomach will be upset because of such a thing you've taken. Okay, that's what is meant by adulteration. Yeah, this is the spelling of it. Adulteration. Okay, you're mixing what you're not expected to mix with what you have to eat. The mixture is just so wrong. It's so wrong, and then you're adulterating it. Okay, just like mixing stew and sugar. That's a complete adulteration of what you're eating. It's not supposed to be. When you're eating a stew, maybe you eat it with maybe your rice and maybe the beans, not with mixing sugar with your stew. That's wrong. Very, very wrong. Absolutely wrong. Okay, and then number two of the example of risk in food, risk factor in food, we said food fraud. This when somebody takes food to be sold when a container and puts, okay, maybe a container that is not meant for that food in particular. You know, some of the food we take, they are kept in a container, right? And then maybe a person now takes such a container and is trying to put a different food inside that container, whereas maybe it's written on it cereal, on the container is written cereal, and when you open it you discover that what is inside that container is not what it's supposed to be. Do you understand? Good. And then the other one talks about agrochemical induced death. Agrochemical induced death. This is death that is caused by inhaling, that is inhaling. When I talk about inhaling, you're breathing in, okay? Breathing in chemicals that are used in agriculture, okay? There are some chemicals that insecticides, okay? Herbicides, those are chemicals that are used to treat, to kill maybe weeds or insects and the rest of it. And so when you inhale such chemicals, okay, you discover that it affects your health. Okay, some of the times, like I once experienced that. I saw a man who mistakenly he was trying to use his teeth to open a chemical container, a herbicide, and then what happened was that it was something very terrible actually, because he inhaled the chemical in it, and that was what brought up the problem. Okay, and then under that agrochemical induced death, we have preserved crops, kill insects, and kill grass. Yes, those are the kind of chemicals used in agriculture to treat maybe weeds or insects to preserve the crops. All right, good. And then today I said we'll be looking at the risk factors in food distribution and preparation. I just gave you a preamble of what have been discussed previously. Okay, so today we'll be looking at the risk factors in food distribution and preparation. The following can expose someone to danger in the distribution and preparation of food. Okay, there are some things that can expose one to danger in distribution and preparation of food, because they expose food to flies, to insects, and to other germs. Do you understand? And one of the risk factors in food distribution and preparation is poor storage. poor storage. Okay, I will explain to you what it means. Poor storage, it means that when we do not keep food in the right way or at the right place. When the food is kept in a wrong place, when the food is kept in a wrong place, okay, in a wrong place or at the right place. When we do not keep food, when we do not keep food, okay, sorry, there's a mistake here. When the food is kept, okay, when the food is kept in a wrong place, when the food is not kept in the right place, okay, if food is not kept in the right place, that's poor storage. There's a place, maybe like a refrigerator is the best place to preserve food, right? And then when the food is not preserved where it is supposed to be preserved, therefore it is called poor storage. Okay, when we do not keep food, do not keep food, okay, in the right way, okay, or at the right place, or at the right place. Okay, good. That is poor storage. When the food is not kept where it is supposed to be kept, okay, you cannot carry a food and be kept in a basket, okay, maybe on the sink. No, a food is best stored in refrigerators, right? Good. So if a food is found in a place where it ought not to be found, or it's stored in a place where it is ought not to be stored, it is called poor storage. Do you understand that? And then number two, we're looking at the poor handling. Poor handling. Okay, what do we mean by that? If we do not take care of our food and our drinks, and we allow them to get spoiled, okay, they're not preserved well, okay, maybe the process of you handling that food, you could not take care of it well, okay, you could not, maybe like food like fruits, okay, there is a particular way or a particular treatment you give to a particular kind of fruit that will make it stay for a longer period. Am I communicating? And therefore, if that fruit is not preserved well, or that food is not handled well, okay, it will not make it stay to the longer period it ought to stay. Do you understand? Okay, let's write this down. If we do not take care of our food and drinks, okay, and we allow them to get spoiled. We allow them to get what? Spoiled. To get spoiled. Okay? That's the poor handling. You didn't handle that food well. A food that you can, maybe when you are eating, you know you will not be able to finish the food. Okay? After eating that food, where are you supposed to keep the food? Do you just keep it on the sink and then you go away, you leave the food there? Or what are you expected to do? If it's that, you have to trash the food. Quite alright. You trash it. Okay, but if it's that you will still want later on to still eat that food, there's a particular, maybe you can keep it in the refrigerator, and when next time you feel like eating such food, you can go back to it and still take and eat it. With that, it has no germs on it. It's not contaminated. Okay, but by in the process of you keeping that food just anywhere, okay, that food is contaminated, and then that's a poor handling. That food was not handled properly. Okay, the next one will be number 3, poor hygiene. Poor hygiene. Chimiri, I hope you're paying attention. Progress. I hope you're here. Okay. When people allow food to be put in dirty plates or eat food in dirty places, poor hygiene. Okay. When people eat food in dirty plates or dirty environment. Yes, dirty environment. That's so bad. That's a poor hygiene. A used plate, when you want to eat, you don't still go back to that used plate to make use of it while to eat your food, right? Is either the plate is washed or you go get a washed plate already and make use of it. Using a dirty plate, that is very, very bad. And that plate already might have germs on it already. And then you not washing it, you just go put your food on that same plate, you eat. That food is contaminated. And you that you ate that food, you are also what going to face risks in food. Is either you stole, you throw up, or you have a running stomach. Do you understand? Yes, that's a poor hygiene. Anytime you are to eat your food, you make sure that plate is washed. And if that plate is washed and you maybe that might have stayed in the kitchen but it's washed and you want to still use it, what you have to do is just to rinse it, you rinse the plate, and then you fix your food on it. Do you understand? Yes, with that, I assure you that you will not have any problem with your health wise. Do you understand? And then number 4, we have poor and unclean environment. Yes, poor and unclean environment. Do we get it? Good. When food is prepared in an unclean environment, it exposes food to germs and other harmful insects. A dirty environment, just like, for example, the kitchen, which ought always to be neat. You discover that the basket that is in the kitchen is so filled, the refuse bin in the kitchen is so filled with dirt, and then you see those tiny insects. When you go close to the trash bin, you discover that those tiny insects are just flying everywhere. They perch on the food, they perch on the drinks, they perch on everything in the kitchen. Oh, that's very bad. That's a failure in hygiene. Yeah, that's a failure in what? In hygiene. Okay, the environment we prepare our food should be what? Should be neat, should be clean. With that, we'll be very safe, right? Good. And then let's take this down. When food is prepared, when food is prepared in an unclean environment, it exposes food to germs, right? And other harmful insects. Do we get that? Yes. When our food are exposed to germs and other harmful insects, we'll have issues with our health. Okay, and then the last but not the least is high temperature. This may make fruits become unripe. When the temperature in the kitchen is high, or when the temperature in the store is very high, it makes your fruit get very ripe, and then the process of it being ripe so much, we will not find interest in taking such. Do you understand? Because the maybe the nutrient that the fruit might should have given to us is being gone. Okay, so that is that for the risk factors in food distribution and preparation. We talk about the risk factors in food. We talk about poor storage, poor handling, poor hygiene, poor and unclean environment, and last but not least, we said high temperature. That is when the temperature in the kitchen is so high that our fruits become overripe, and then the next thing is that mommy has to trash it because she will not like to take such anymore. Okay, so that is that for the social studies for today. Okay, if you have any reservations,